Welcome back. Plastic waste has been identified as one of the biggest culprits of marine pollution. In an effort to address these and other challenges, Ceres is migrating from plastic to paper straws. The company says more needs to be done within the realm of business to address the pollution issue. To help us unpack this, we are now joined by Lindiwe Gumede, who is the Marketing Senior Manager at Ceres Beverages. Lindiwe, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Simpiwe, and good morning to all the viewers at home. Thank you for having us today.
It's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure, Lindiwe. I want us to talk about what we know about plastic waste and its impact on marine pollution.
So it's a very unfortunate situation that we find ourselves in, Simpiwe. We see that our oceans are polluted with lots of plastics. In fact, we're looking at about 100,000 tons of plastic that enters our oceans today. So it is a massive concern, especially when we're thinking about the future generations and how they will probably never get to experience what we're experiencing today as the beautiful oceans. It is for this reason that we're raising awareness and we're doing our part as Ceres towards eliminating this pollution that we see taking over our oceans.
What are your thoughts then on the current efforts to reach the Sustainable Development Goals?
So we still have a long way to go. I think we are starting as companies and the corporate citizens of this country to adjust some of our packaging that we put out there. It is of this effort that we've moved away from plastic straws towards the paper straws that we're introducing on Ceres as our effort and as a way of changing what's currently happening in our market. I think there's still a lot that needs to be done. We're not nowhere where we need to be. I think as a nation, as well as a collective, there has to be so much more effort from our consumers, from how we dispose the product, from how we just dump things on the side of the road. And really, it's about educating our consumers to ensure that they understand the importance of recycling, they know how to recycle, and also over and above that, we put measures in place to collect all the waste that we put out in the market so that it can be recycled again.
So, Lindiwe, how much of an impact is the migration from the plastic straws to the paper straws? Just considering that plastic is pretty much used in some of the packaging and the straws themselves are wrapped in plastic.
Yeah. So it's a small step towards the right direction. The biggest challenge we have right now is the plastic straws are quite lightweight. So when they go through the recycling process, it is very difficult for the plastic straw to make it through the mechanism of sorting within the recycling machine itself. So that's how they end up in the oceans and they end up flying around in the environment as the flowers of the nation, right? So this move, although it's small, it does have an impact in changing and taking out some of what is already in the market and what is already in the environment. Yes, for now, we have to wrap the paper straw with our plastic, but it is a recyclable plastic as well. And this is just to protect the straw itself because our plants run on a wet surface. So to protect the straw itself, we have to put the plastic. But I can reassure you that the plastic itself is recyclable. So for us, we are taking those small steps as Ceres towards making a difference, towards making better choices, and towards eliminating waste in the market.
And speaking of small steps towards the right direction, what are some of these small positive changes we can make in our daily lives to turn the situation around?
Firstly, it's just educating even our kids at home, right? So once they've consumed the Ceres brand, let's educate how we sort the product behind the scenes at home. So instead of just dumping everything in the bin itself, let's help our waste pickers that we see every day picking up our waste by putting it in a separate plastic that's transparent, and they'll be able to pick it up for us and take it to recycling. That allows us to account for every single product that we put out there because it becomes difficult for our waste pickers to sort through the dirt and our bins every morning. So if we do our part by sorting this out at home, and having a separate plastic for them to pick up the product, it's already a step in the right direction.
You know, Lindiwe, I've heard much consternation about the issue of paper straws, especially by the companies and the brands that already migrated from plastic to paper straws, that the drinking experience perhaps is not at all pleasant. I mean, just yesterday morning, I had a cup of coffee, and instead of the plastic lid, the lid was made of paper. And I will be honest with you, it wasn't a very, nice experience. So what are you going to do in terms of convincing people that, they need to embrace this and just get used to it?
It's quite a complex technology that we use. We've taken a number of years to get to where we are today. We were very cognizant of the fact that we need to have a high quality straw that consumers can still enjoy our products without feeling as if the experience has been compromised. It is for this reason that we partnered with the great minds and using the great technology to help us develop the straw that can firstly not disintegrate when you put it in your pack. Yes. So we are very proud of the quality of the straw that we're putting out there in the market. It's one of the best. It doesn't become all soggy after you started drinking the product. Okay. It also has a bend at the top so that you're able to still enjoy the juice right to the bottom of the pack itself. So all of this took years to develop, and we're quite confident that as technology progresses as well, we will be part of the progression and improving the experience going forward. But a lot of tests were done to ensure that we can preserve the experience that our consumers have when they drink our Ceres brand.
Now speak to us about the participation at this year's National Marine Week and what that entailed.
So our participation was mostly about raising awareness as well as cleaning up some of the coastal beach initiatives and partnering with some of these recycling initiatives as well. So we have raised a bit of information. We've given our consumers more information about recycling, and we continue to drive this as well through these platforms and the opportunity you've given us to educate to say, let's all come together and do our part and separate at source so that we can recycle what we put out there for future generations to be able to experience and love the beach as we're currently experiencing it ourselves.
And having said that, what more needs to be done then within the realm of business to address the pollution issue?
So right now, you'd be aware that the government has introduced the Extender Producer Responsibility Act, which we as the corporate citizen are very committed in this initiative. We continue to look for sustainability opportunities within our portfolio. I think we can continue as the corporates to raise awareness, we can continue to educate, we can continue to fund some of the PROs that help us to take out the product that's out there. Over and above that, as we produce this packaging material, the onus is on us to find the best solutions. So it starts by lightweighting some of the paper or PET bottles that we put out there. It starts by making sure that we eliminate all the work or all the packaging that we don't need in the system, as we have done by eliminating plastic. So it is an ongoing initiative, and we are signed up to it. We are committed to it. We will continue to find solutions.
All right, Lindiwe, lovely chatting to you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Simpiwe, for the opportunity. And we call on all our consumers to do their part so that we can make better choices for the future.
Indeed. Thank you. Thanks indeed. Lindiwe Gumede there is the Marketing Senior Manager for Ceres Beverages, speaking to us about efforts to reduce plastic pollution.